everybody, welcome to Branch Out Brain. Today, we'll be looking at common misconceptions that many believe. So, these are supposed facts that many people believe and they've been transmitted throughout society. Anyway, first, we start off with this one. Ostriches dig their head into the ground when they are threatened. This is a very wrong misconception. It was probably originally created to show that the creatures in other lands are very strange, weird, exotic, something like that, most probably. But we really don't know its actual origin. But we know how it came about, because when ostriches put their heads into the nest to tend to their eggs, it looks like they're putting their head into a hole. And then after that, this is completely wrong, because ostriches are actually very powerful animals that can kick really hard, breaking bone most of the time. So they can easily break a predator's jaw or leg. And if they're outmatched by the predator, they can always run away. Probably the only thing that can catch them in the savannah is probably a cheetah. So next, we move on to the largest living organism is a blue whale. This would be correct if we're talking about the largest living animal, but it is definitely wrong when we're talking about organisms as a whole. We have two contenders. It's a bit unsure who of them is bigger because they're both like just gigantic. First, we have Pando, a clonal colony of aspen. It originated from one seed which was there about a few thousand years ago, and it multiplied through cloning, and they are still all attached together by a root system, making them the same organism. And then after that, there is the humongous fungus in Oregon. It covers a massive area, and it too is just one mushroom that cloned itself multiple times to become one of, if not the biggest organisms on Earth. Next, we will move on to this egregious misconception that vitamin C cures cold. Your parents might have often told you to drink lemon juice or orange juice when you have a cold, but this is simply wrong. Vitamin C has many health benefits. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but it definitely does not cure cold. So, on voyages long ago, vitamin C was absent. So, sailors used to get this disease called scurvy, which often killed them. Captain James Cook found a solution to this when he fed his sailors rice with sprinklings of lemon and orange juice. It added to the taste and was healthier for them. But it definitely does not cure cold. Interesting, right? Anyway, now we come to a big one. Vaccines have various side effects. This is probably one of the most deadly misconceptions. Vaccines have helped us so much in the fight against diseases, and this misconception is probably the only one that's done real harm to someone. So there are many arguments against vaccines, all of which are wrong. First, some people say that vaccines can cause paralysis. Yes, vaccines can sometimes cause a bit of paralysis, but this is extremely rare and does not compare in any way to the number of lives saved by them. Next, we also have the argument that vaccines have formaldehyde and mercury, deadly substances. This is true, though it does not provide the full picture. Vaccines are just weakened, dead, or genetically modified viruses that basically allow your body to learn how to kill these viruses, so that when a virus actually attacks, they can survive and they can beat the virus before it causes any big damage. This applies for bacteria too. So formaldehyde and mercury are used to weaken viruses, but they're used in such small amounts that they don't even affect you. In fact, there's such small amounts that you actually take more in your daily consumption of food and other such things. Furthermore, some people argue that vaccines can cause allergies. This is true, but it it still does not make a case for vaccines being stopped because it causes allergy to some people who are allergic to peanuts or eggs, but it usually won't cause anything to a healthy person. And if every healthy person is vaccinated, these people won't have to worry because the virus won't be able to spread properly. And then the biggest one, they say that vaccines cause autism. This is one of the worst instances of false science. This was made by a scientist named Andrew Wakefield, who published a paper on this in response to the newly created MMR vaccine. But since then, his 12 or so co-authors, most of them have backed out, saying that they no longer support the paper. And he lost his doctorate, and most scientists disregard his paper as false science. So, we should not use this proven false piece of evidence as an actual reason to stop vaccinating. It is simply wrong. Next up, we have a misconception that affects our little pets. Some people think that goldfish have an 8-second memory. It's not always exactly 8 seconds. Some people say 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 7 seconds. But the concept is that goldfish have a very small memory. This is definitely false. Goldfish have a lifespan of about 20 years, and thus they need to have a really good memory. So, many people have trained goldfish to go through hoops, and scientists did a study where they flashed a red light and then fed the goldfish, making the goldfish associate the red light with food. But then, for a few years, they stopped flashing the red light. But after that, when they flashed the red light again, the goldfishes still remembered and started getting excited for some food. So, this conception is truly false. And the worst thing is that it's used as a justification to keep goldfish in bad conditions. Some people think that they don't care about their conditions because their memory is bad. This is just wrong. Anyway, now that we've come to the end of our 5th misconception, this is the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed this video, and please tell us in the comments if you would like more misconception videos. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Bye.